Hi guys, welcome to a little patching tutorial. Thought I'd go through some of my tips. Look, there may always be reasons to patch. It may be that someone's damaged a wall and it's easier than just doing a top coat patch. May just be that the wall's getting a little grubby over time. We'll break this down into some nice little bite-sized chunks. I think this will really help explain the process and a little bit the idea behind it. The first step of patching, we're going to prepare the area. Effectively, all we're going to do here is just rough up the edges. If this was a really straight or linear line, we would want to make more of an effort to feather it out. Remember here where we're trying to patch or blend in extra coats into the rest of the wall. So having a nice feathered out section will help that blending process a lot. All we're going to do here is with a bit of elbow grease, but not too much. I'm just going to rub out the edges with a scourer. I like to then rub any of the kind of water that's foaming back so we're not blending it into the rest of the wall. Don't need to use too much elbow grease, but a little bit. Could use a natural fiber cloth or something, but I find that they're often not enough grit. Want to make sure that you're not kind of making too much dirty water go over the rest of the wall. Again, keeping it a nice organic shape is always good. It helps that kind of blending process even further. Alrighty, that's looking pretty good. I think all we'll do now is let this dry and then we'll start with the first patch. For the first coat of patching, we don't have too much paint on the brush. And again, what we're going to do here is just stay within the lines of our patch area. We're not worrying about feathering it out too much, just going for good color coverage here. So what I'm going to do, check the glare to make sure that I haven't put it on too thick in any sections. Just looking really good. Just move it around. And again, we want to go for nice, soft finish. So I'm just lightly going over the area, softening any brush strokes. And that's it. We'll let this dry and we'll go into the second coat. Okay, so the first coat's dry. Still looks like a patch in progress. That's totally to be expected. Just to give you a bit of a rundown, the first coat, again, we were just looking for coverage. And this second coat now, we're going to go on to using a bit of a larger brush. Mainly in this instance, just because it will help to tie it in with the rest of the wall, because that's what it was painted with. You could do it again with a smaller brush. I tend to like using these larger brushes when possible. What we're going to do here is aim to feather the edges out a little bit. And we may still need to do a third coat. We'll see at the end of this one. But the idea is to try and tie it in with the rest of the wall. So here we go. Right, so we're about to start the second patch. Using the larger brush here, again, not too much paint on the brush. We can always get a little bit extra. And same process as before. We're going to kind of put it on, making really sure to go over the patch with a nice amount of consistency, with a nice amount of paint on the brush. And then as we start to get to these edges, we're going to feather it out a little bit. As always, checking in the glare to make sure we don't have any areas where there's just a lot of paint sitting. Don't worry if we don't get it perfect this coat. We can always touch it up on a second coat, maybe add another few little bits of cloud around just to tie it all in. Just going over it nice and softly. And while we're starting to run out of paint on the brush, just do a few little feathers out. These little spots around it will just help to tie it in, soften all the finish a little bit. Okay, there we go. It's dry, and this is a really successful patch. I think we did a great job. Very hard to notice. I think anyone walking into the room for the first time, there's no way they're going to see it. It fits in with the rest of the texture on the wall with the highs and lows. Absolutely a better outcome than doing a total recoat of the wall. I think this is a fantastic looking wall, and good luck with painting yourself.